Okay guys, this is my sequel of the video on how to modify your Nerf gun to where it doesn't have to have your mag in, or you can still rev without your mag and the flap up. If you haven't seen that video, check it out, but what I'm going to be showing you today is how to modify the engines to make it more powerful. I didn't do it on my other video, so this is a sequel to that video, so if you haven't seen it, check it out. So the first step, of course, is to take off the engine panel. The second step is going to be taking off the motors. Actually, I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Alright, so first off, you're going to want to take this strip off. There should only be 2 screws. Second off, the engine block itself has 4. It's easy to pull off. If this thing comes off, don't worry, it's reattachable. I'll show you how to do that in a second. So on to the actual engine improvement. You're going to want to cut off these 2 black things and replace them with copper wire, and I will show you how to do that in just a second. So before I would do anything with these resistors, I would first get some wiring, electrical wiring. I got my electrical wiring off of a little power thing plug in. What you're going to do to the electrical wiring is get a razor, or if you have a stripper for the wiring, get the stripper and strip the wiring to where it's only copper wire. And you will need a soldering gun for the next part that I will show you. So once you have your soldering gun, I'm waiting for it to warm up. This is the old one. You're going to need the solder and the flux. If you already have flux core or solder, you won't need the flux. Anyways, the next step is to cut off the resistors, the little black things. You want to leave these red and black cords there, but I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Just going to cut off the resistors. So alright, they came off fairly easy. Now this part should be soldered on there pretty well. I'm going to try to use my soldering gun to melt the solder to get it out. I'm not quite sure if it'll work just yet. No. Okay. I'm going to wait until my soldering gun is fully heated, and I will be back with you until then. Okay, so my soldering gun is finally heated up. Didn't take that much long time. All I'm going to do is melt the solder, which is holding the resistors and the wire. Just melt it, and hopefully oh, they came off fairly easy. Alright, now the next part is going to be replacing these with copper wire, and I will be with you in just a moment. Alright, so here's the tricky part. I'm not very good at soldering, and since this is such a little project, it's going to be a little bit trickier for me. Solder. Okay, this is the solder. So, let's try it out. Let's see what happens. We got our copper wiring here. I'm going to try and melt the copper wiring without trying to damage the motors too much. Okay, let me get some flux on this thing. It had some flux on there. I thought maybe I could use the flux already on there. Okay, wait. Take 2. Alright, so that side is soldered on. I will be back when all the things are soldered in place. Alright, I finally got it. It's a little bit of a pain to get the soldering on. As you can see, I could do it. I replaced the resistors with the copper wire. Next step is to put the red and black wires back onto the motors. That's going to be fun because I didn't remember which pattern I put them on, so try to remember that when you take the resistors off, where these specific things go. But that's about it, and I will show you guys with these things on. Alright, beginner's luck. I got it. It seems to be working really fast now. As you guys can hear, I will be doing a test fire demonstration after I put everything together, and I'll let you guys see how the new modification works. So first, this is a unmodded engine Nerf. We're going to be firing this to see how far it bounces off that shield. Alright, as you can see, it didn't do that great. Now we're going to be shooting the modded Nerf in just a sec. Alright, so this is the modded Nerf, and now we're going to be shooting the shield. See how far the bullets bounce off. It did not jam. The other one did jam. So that went pretty well. I think the batteries might be dying on the modded Nerf one. I'm not quite sure. But it did seem to do a lot better. It did not jam. If you haven't seen my video on how to make the gun able to rev without the mag or the flap up, I would recommend checking those out. And until then, see you later. Alright guys, one last test. We had to volunteer someone, and this volunteer is my little brother, and I'm going to be shooting him in the back to see how bad it hurts. Did it hurt?
Yeah, there's like bee stings.
Alright, well, there's your proof. It hurts a little bit more than the regular ones. So, thank you guys for watching my video. Hope you have a good day.